I heard it again. The moms were talking and they said, protect the magic of the memories. Listen, there are Christmases you remember with your eyes, and there are Christmases you remember with your soul. Before the wrapping paper, before the matching pajamas. I'm a fan of that, I have to confess. Before the pressure to make everything look perfect. And we're good at that, aren't we, moms? There's a moment every parent feels. A moment where the world it slows down just enough for you to ask yourself, what will my children, my babies, remember about Christmas? Not the gifts, not the tree, not the photos, but the feeling, the atmosphere, the softness, the way home felt. When they were safe in your arms, their hero's arms, their favorite place in the world. And the world outside went quiet. And I want to take you somewhere for a moment, back to a living room, glowing with lights, the smell of pastries in the oven. Perhaps it was cookies in your home. And love doing its best to fill missing pieces. I grew up without a father. But when Christmas came, I never felt lack. Because my mother and my brother made Christmas feel magical, sacred, safe. So full of love and laughter and joy. There wasn't even room to notice who wasn't there. Those were the Christmases that built me. The kind you don't recreate. You carry them with you, inside you, the light in your chest. But one year, that light went out. No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids,
and everything in between.
Hello, friend, and welcome back to Becoming Unshakable, the Legacy Conversations bonus series, a special edition brought to you by Entrepreneur Parents Podcast, a community of strong families building unshakable legacies. Yes, it's that time of year, and I'm your host, Ildiko Ferenczi, and today I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about the kind of Christmas that shapes your children forever. The Christmas you'll never regret. But before we get there, I need to take you through the reality so many of us carry silently. Christmas joy and Christmas grief often live side by side. Christmas was our favorite holiday. And there was a Christmas when everything changed. The year my brother, the heart of our Christmas, died suddenly, just 22 days before Christmas. It was my brother's favorite holiday. It was our favorite holiday. There are no words to explain how a holiday wrapped in joy can become a room full of shadows overnight. How are we supposed to go on? You know, someday parents are going to go, spouses are going to go. But to watch my mother have to bury her child, to lose her child 22 days before Christmas, and have to wait for the dread of the funeral. I don't know if I told you guys, but this was when they closed it. My mom saw David for the last time. She fainted. They caught her. And me, my best friend, just before Christmas, we were just shopping. We just bought Mom's gift together. We were ready to have the best Christmas, as always. And I never put the weight on anyone. Every year went by, never put the weight on anyone. Always tried to be as cheery and positive as I could. It doesn't make sense to a parent that has to bury their child. So I had to be the strong one. I remember the other day someone said something just so nasty, like, you were handed everything. I said, I don't wish the things that I had to go through. I worked very hard, and I went through a lot. But you know what? It made me who I am today. And again, I didn't put that weight on anyone. I didn't blame anyone. It was just something I carried. But for years, Christmas felt hollow. And I've talked to some people in our community that have lost siblings as well. Parents. It's like the world was celebrating and we're somehow trying to breathe underwater. Decorations didn't help. The gifts didn't fit. The feeling, it didn't fill the space. I don't know how to explain it. Just didn't have that same feeling as it did before. The noise felt too loud, and the silence felt even louder. It was never quite the same. And maybe you've had a Christmas like this too, a holiday that hurt, a season where the world sparkled. And you felt like you were fading. Everyone around you was so lucky. Grief doesn't take holidays off. And sometimes the most painful thing is trying to feel festive when your heart is still trying to stand, to get through it, and to lift the people around you that are grieving even harder than you, which was my mother. As an adult, you try to rebuild, you try to smile, and you try to create joy, but that empty chair still whispers. Nobody was funnier. Nobody till this day. Nobody had a brighter smile. He was just amazing. It's so unfair how God takes the good ones. Those years taught me something therapists often say. The holidays don't create pain, but they magnify whatever is already unhealed. And so we try to fill the void with busyness and perfection and people-pleasing, schedules, cooking, shopping, pretending, performing, right? What other words can I sprinkle in there? I think I got them all. But yet the truth is, none of that brings Christmas back to life. connection. Connection does. Stillness does. Presence does. But I didn't know that yet. Not until the miracle. Not until the miracle. And then one year, everything changed again. The miracle baby that we were praying for years, that we thought, you heard the episode of why I kept my pregnancy a secret. The little boy we thought was going to, the baby that we thought was going to be a girl. And then it ended up being a little boy. Everything changed again. I had a son. My miracle baby. My son was born. And suddenly, for the first time in decades, not only for myself, but for my mother, Christmas felt beautiful again. It felt beautiful again. And I saw that light come back into her eyes when she was there with us in the hospital room. And she came in. She held the baby. She said, I feel like she relived her moment with David holding him. She has this tradition where she fills up a bank account of money, but then she'll also bring in the hundos, see if the baby grabs for it. She did it with Daniel and Destiny, and just a sparkle and joy in her eyes. And she was always happy. I'm her favorite. I mean, David was always her favorite. I knew that, but besides that, I was her favorite. And then all of a sudden, Daniel came and that spark came back. That spark, that life, it came back. And that Christmas, we both had that feeling again. I can't explain it, but it was a blessing. It was such a gift. It was such a gift. God gave us a little boy. Obviously you can't replace someone, but it filled our hearts. Christmas was beautiful. Not because of the gifts, not because of the decorations, not because life was perfect, but because a tiny pair of hands had the power to heal what grief tried to bury. God used motherhood to give back Christmas to me, slowly, gently, and tenderly. And then later, but even then, there was something trying to steal that. And this was, a little while later, even when Christmas started to feel beautiful again, I noticed then we started having distractions. Distractions tried to take it. Drama tried to take it. Chaos tried to take it. People pleasing tried to take it. Like this guilt of people pleasing. The world pressures parents. The world pressures us to please, to attend everything. Be here, be there on time, only to keep everyone else happy. And one year it hit me. My children weren't happy. They felt the chaos. They felt the drama. And this is for my babies, not for anyone else. This is not what God wanted Christmas to feel like for my children. So we made a decision that healed everything. And we protected our home. We protected our atmosphere. We protected the peace. Peace, that's what it's about. We chose stillness over schedules, connection over chaos, presence over perfection. No performance, no masks, just the babies. Before you reach for that coffee, consider this. What if the energy boost you're looking for isn't in your cup, but in your cells? I challenge you to swap your morning coffee for Shilajit by Symbiotica. And here's what can happen. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy, plus mental clarity and trace minerals that our bodies actually need, that are actually starving for, to be honest. This isn't just a supplement. It's an ancient adaptogen sourced from the Himalayas that supports mitochondrial function, stamina, and overall vitality. Your coffee never did that. Okay, let's just be honest. Try it for a week and tell me your body doesn't thank you. Symbiotica's Shilajit is next level wellness, and honestly, you may never go back to drinking coffee. Click the link below down in the bio and get your Shilajit today. And that was when Christmas became even more beautiful. It became even more beautiful than the childhood version I thought could never be matched. Because it wasn't about what we created. It was about what we protected. Your peace is a boundary. Your presence is a gift. Your atmosphere is a legacy. You can't let outside influences and crazy pressure and chaos and loud voices interfere. The babies see everything. It's terrifying. There's always room. There's always time to visit people before or after. You could do all that stuff. You could celebrate a get together. But the sacred moments with your babies, with your little ones, those are not up for negotiation. So many people pressure to make Christmas about them. But it's not about them. It's about the babies, the connection. Connection with your spouse. It's not about the outside world. It's not about everybody and everything. It's about the core that builds the legacy. I've had Christmases with nothing. I've had Christmases with heartbreak. I've had Christmases with everything. And I've had Christmas healed by the tiny hands of my children. And with every year behind me, every loss, every miracle, every moment of motherhood, I can tell you with absolute certainty, your children won't remember what you bought them. They never do. Our children get 3 gifts that they're so grateful for, and Daniel still hasn't opened one. But they will remember who you were on Christmas. Sad, happy, bullied, caught in drama they didn't ask for. Protect your family's peace. This is what the mothers were talking about. They said, protect the magic of the memories. Were you exhausted and frantic, or gentle, or present, spinning in circles for everyone else, or creating safety for your own little ones? Christmas was never meant to be a performance. It wasn't. It was meant to be connection. It's about their experience. That's who it's for. It's to bond, to build, to create legacy. And what your children encounter in your home. Sometimes you go away for the holidays. We're going away this year. Wherever it is, that's where home is. We have a beautiful trip planned. It'll stay in their hearts for the rest of their lives. It's just such a miracle. God is so good. I was just thinking, like really feeling it when I was telling you guys a story about my Christmases. They were so magical. growing up, guys. They were so magical. We even had this tradition. The angels, the Christmas lights were up. I don't know who the angels left. The angels put up the lights. I'd be watching Christmas shows downstairs with my brother. The angels put the Christmas lights up in our house. That's what happened in our house. And then they would bake pastries. They brought pastries and put them in the oven. The angels. Az angyalka, moshiet az angyalka. That's what my mom would say. The angels just came. It was our tradition. I don't know if that's a popular Hungarian tradition, European tradition, but everybody has different traditions. And the feeling, so beautiful, so beautiful. We'd laugh, and just the days that we would close the store. Thanksgiving Eve, we were not allowed to eat in the rest of the house. So we would have our dinner. Very European. I mean, my mom was so clean. Anyway, the beautiful memories. And then from there, I'm like just reliving it. I'm enjoying it. I'm sorry. And then how it went from that to complete, like, didn't even want to eat, nothing made sense. And then when my son, our miracle baby boy, was born, everything came to life again. Unbelievable. God is so good. God is so good. So tactics, here's some tactics, some things that you can start or implement. I'm not sure if this is going to play before Christmas or after. I don't know what the team has planned. Hopefully it's before. Hopefully. Here's how to create the kind of Christmas that becomes a generational memory. Pre-decide your boundaries. Don't negotiate under pressure. Protect your home. Don't make people make you do things you don't want to do. Speak up. Okay? You may not even have that problem. You may not have anything like that. And that's great. That's wonderful. But some people do have that. Some people do have drama. Some people do have toxic people in their lives. So this is speaking to you. Okay? Some people don't have that. We didn't have that growing up. I didn't have that. There was no drama, but there was heartache later. The drama didn't come till later. Slow everything down. Your nervous system and your children's need calm. Slow everything down. Take it slow. Try a slow Christmas. And keep tradition simple. Joy rarely requires complexity. And create memories. Phones off, music on, connection only. Those are the rules. Joy only. Remove emotional chaos from your home. Drama doesn't get a seat at the table. No drama. Give your children your face, not your phone. The gift they want most is you. They don't want anybody else. They want their mama. And if they're a daddy's girl, daddy's boy, they want their daddy, or they want the two of you. They want their parents, their favorite people in the world. They want each other. They want each other. Protect that. Now I want to give you a few. So pause it. It's journal time. It is journal time. So pause it. Grab your journal or take a snapshot of where we are in the show. Here's the first prompt. What do I want my children to feel this Christmas? What do I want my children to feel this Christmas? Joy, love, safety, peace. What or who steals my peace during the holidays? You know who that is. You know what that is. What memory from my childhood do I want to recreate or heal this year? I think that's a beautiful start. If you have anything else that comes to your heart, to your mind, write it down. Write it down while your heart is open, while you're in that creative space of that where everything is just coming to your heart. Write it down, whatever that is. I want to take a moment and pray with you guys. If you safely can, just take a moment. Father, thank you for the gift of peace. Thank you for choosing simplicity, quiet, and intimacy for the birth of your Son. I pray over every family listening, over every heart carrying grief, pressure, fear, exhaustion, guilt, over every mother trying to make Christmas beautiful while holding so much inside. Wrap them in your tenderness, restore joy where sorrow lives, heal what feels empty, protect their homes with your peace, and let this Christmas be the beginning of a new legacy, one marked by presence, connection, and love without distractions. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. If this episode spoke to you and touched you, and you felt it in your heart, please share it with someone who needs to know that they're not alone this Christmas, that they're able to have the most wonderful, connected Christmas. Because when you share, you plant seeds in another family's story. So make sure you take a snapshot, share it in your story, tag us Entrepreneur Parents Podcast on Instagram. And if you'd like to just continue growing the Entrepreneur Kids Legacy Show, bringing courage and faith and strength to families everywhere. If you haven't listened to the podcast, please do. Children have been working really, really hard, and you can give a gift and help be a part of growing the show. They're responsible for funding and all the costs that go into producing. And the site is buymeacoffee.com/entrepreneurkids. Don't worry, they don't drink coffee. It's just the name of the site. And there's the link in the show notes. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. Leave a kind review, 5 stars. It helps this message get to the families that need the message, that are building unshakable families. And again, Daniel and Destiny are working so hard to bring this leadership, faith, and legacy lessons to children all around the world. We have friends all around the world. It's so exciting. And every act of support helps their voices grow stronger. Not Daniel and Destiny's, but the children around the world. It's a remarkable show that just really inspires children everywhere. I invite you to listen. Again, thank you for joining and putting in the work, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your legacy. Strong families build unshakable legacy, and it all begins with choosing peace. Protect your peace. Merry Christmas, my friends. God bless you, and we will see you soon.
Thank you, beautiful friends, for listening to this important message from Mama. share with someone you love and care about. Oh, and we'd love to personally invite you to listen to our podcast. It's for young future leaders ready to change the world and be a light in the dark. Listen together as a family. It's called the Arsenal Kids Legacy Show. We know you'll love it. Be bold, be kind, build an unforgettable family legacy. God bless you, we love you. And parents, if no one told you yet, let us be the first. You're doing a remarkable job. And remember, you are the hero of your story, because every legacy begins with a hero, and that hero is you.
This podcast is for inspirational and educational purposes only, and it is not intended to replace professional advice, legal advice, diagnosis, or treatment. The views expressed are based on personal experience and faith-based insight and are meant to encourage reflection and growth. Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals regarding any questions or concerns you may have about your health, relationships, or business.